Sometimes, we as individuals, as individual riders, let's say as home mechanics, let's say of riders who've been riding for many years, let's say, and we've, wrenched on our bikes all those years. And sometimes you think, yeah, I know a little bit more than the dealership or more than the tech. I would hold fire on that argument for a little bit, because I think, well, no matter how much you know or I know, whatever, I think that the thing is, for me, is that, let's say when I first started this channel and I got into the Harley, I didn't know that much about the Harleys, but what I was using was all my years of experience in motorcycling and on-road, off-road, and building bikes and tinkering with bikes and so on and so forth. And first of all, that was my stepping stone, that was my base starting point, and then I was on a very steep learning curve to find out as much about Harley, about the Softails, about the Sport Glide, and apply all that knowledge. And so therefore you build up a knowledge quite quickly and a practice quite quickly. But you don't have the same access to information as the dealership, certainly, and also as the Harley Techs do. We don't have that information. Now, it takes us quite a while to get service manuals and to get extra literature. And I've shown ways to do that for you and chosen to get into the service information portal. But even so, even with that scratching at the surface, you don't have all the diagnostic equipment or the checking equipment that they do. You don't have the wealth of experience, not only within the dealership, but within certain techs, and you don't have the knowledge, let's say, of working on lots of different bikes from Harley Davidson over the years. Now, there's no doubt that you could go to any dealership and speak to a technician about a particular model, okay, one particular model motorcycle, and they may not be 100% sure. They may have to go back to the books. Well, I don't think that's an issue with them. I think that's an issue with, because there's so much information out there, it'd be impossible for one person to retain that information. However, I only ride my one particular motorcycle. I know lots about it. Then all of a sudden I can just get on the high horse and say, well, I know more than the technician. Possibly not. I think there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of they have more information readily at hand than we do. Now, do they have the experience of, let's say, a 40, 50 year riding, guy? No, they don't, in terms of overall access to motorcycling, but they certainly are building up that experience really quickly. So I think sometimes, they get a lot of undue criticism from us as riders. I think dealerships get a lot of undue criticism sometimes. Yes, they're expensive. Yes, there's lots of negatives, but there's also lots of positives. And I always say to people, if you want to find out about your bike, if you have a question, your first port call should always be to the dealership. If they don't know, if there is breakdown in this error chain from communication chain from the dealership to Harley Davidson, then that's, you start getting second opinions, go to another dealership, try and speak to Harley Davidson directly. I've been trying to speak to Harley Davidson directly for a while now. I've been asking them direct questions, and then on certain points, they haven't even bothered to come back to me. That begs the question, why aren't they answering the questions? Why aren't they, giving that information out? And why are they keeping things close to their chest?
RevelatorAlf.